Good day everyone, I am Mitch Angelo Lizara Benting from BSED Mathematics. And today I will be discussing the real-world applications of sets, relations, and functions. And these concepts may seem abstract at first, but they are actually used in many systems we interact with every day, especially in school. And let's explore how they help us organize information, make decisions, and structure classroom systems.
Our lesson is real-world applications of sets, relations, and functions. Designing classroom and data-based models. These three mathematical concepts are not just found in our textbooks. They are actually used in grading systems, class organization, school data management, and even in apps we use daily. So, for this presentation, I will walk you through what sets, relations, and functions are, and how we apply them in real-life school settings. So what are sets? Let's begin with sets. A set is simply a collection of objects or items grouped together based on a common characteristic. In school, we constantly use sets without calling them sets. For example, the set of students in a classroom, the set of honor students, and the set of sections, or even the set of submitted assignments. Sets help us group people or objects, so we can organize and analyze information more easily. In real-world example classroom grouping, one of the most common examples is grouping students in class. Let's say, we want groups based on academic performance, project preference, or even setting arrangement. We can create Set A, students who prefer math projects. Set B, students who prefer science projects. And some students might even belong to both sets. Using sets helps teachers organize group works fairly and efficiently. It also makes classroom management more systematic because every student belongs to a specific category or set. In real-world example, schools clubs. Another example is school clubs. All members of the math club form one set. Members of the dance club form another set. Set help us identify who belongs where, who belongs to multiple clubs, and who doesn't belong to any club. This is especially useful for school administrators when they need to track participation or plan events. In operation in sets, union, intersection, and etc., when we combine or compare sets, we perform what we call set operations. The union of two sets includes all students from both sets. The intersection includes only the students who are in both groups. The difference tells us who belongs to one set but not the other. These operations are used in analyzing school data, like identifying students who join more than one competition or finding who still needs to submit requirements. And what are relations? Next, let's talk about relations. A relation is a connection between two sets of information. In real life, we often relate one set of data to another. For example, students, grades, teachers, subjects, and sections to classrooms. Relations help us pair two pieces of information and form meaningful connections that are useful in decision making. So, example, student-class relationship. If we list down which students belong to which sections, we are creating a relation. For example, student A, section Emerald, section B, section Ruby, and section C, section Sapphire. This helps the school arrange class lists, schedules, and even set plans. Relations provide structure and prevent confusion. An example in teacher subject assignment. Another practical relation is matching the teachers to the subjects they teach. For example, Mr. Cruz, mathematics, Miss Diaz, English, Sir Ramos, MAPE. This type of relation helps the school create teaching loads, assign classrooms, and prepare timetables. Without relations, school scheduling would be disorganized. And what are functions? Functions are special types of relations where each input has one and only one output. A simple example is entering a student's name into a grading system. That system will show only one final grade for that student. Functions help avoid confusion because they provide consistent and predictable results. An example in grading system function. In a school, grading systems are excellent examples of functions. For example, student, we input quizzes, projects, and exams. In performance tasks, the system then computes one final grade. This final grade is unique to the student, which makes the process reliable and fair. Example of class schedule function. Another function is how we assign time slots in class schedules. One class can only have one subject per time slot. For example, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is mathematics, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. is English, and 10 to 11 a.m. science. This ensures that subjects don't overlap and students know exactly where they need to be at a certain time. And designing models using sets, relations, and functions. Now, how do these concepts help us design classroom or database models? Very simply. Sets help us group and categorize students. Relations help us match or associate data like students to grades. And functions help ensure accuracy and consistency, especially in computations. Together, they create systems that are organized, efficient, and easy to maintain. Sample Model 1. Grouping students by performance. Here's a sample model using sets. We can group students based on their performance. Set A, students with 90 to 100 average. And Set B, students with 80 to 89 average. And Set C, students with 75 to 79 average. This model allows teachers to identify who needs enrichment activities and who needs remedial support. It's a simple but powerful way to analyze classroom performance. Sample Model 2, Grading System Function. This is an example of a functional model for computing final grades. Each student's scores are fed into a function. Final grade, 30%. Final grade is composes to 30% quizzes plus 30% performance tasks plus 40% exams. This ensures that no matter who computes the grade, the output will always be the same. This demonstrates how using functions creates fairness and consistency. Sample Model 3, Attendance Tracking Relation Model. We can also create an attendance relation model. It connects each student to a status such as present, absent, and late. By analyzing these relations, we can track attendance patterns, identify students who might need support, and generate attendance reports automatically. So in conclusion, sets, relations, and functions are more than math concepts. They are tools that help schools stay organized. They make grading accurate, scheduling efficient, and classroom grouping easy to manage. Without these concepts, school systems would be messy, confusing, and unreliable. I hope this presentation helped you see how mathematics works behind the scenes to keep everything in order. Thank you for listening.